Dominance on the mound. That's what Trevor Rogers' 2025 season has exemplified, as he's been one of the O's most exciting unsung heroes, if not the most, amidst a difficult season. Welcome back into the MASN All Access studios for Annielytics as the Orioles continue to check items off their offseason wish list. I'm Annie Klaff. Do your home grounds look as pristine as this?
No, do not come to my yard and do not get mad at me about my yard.
You leave it at work.
Everything is focused on this field.
And a big part of this is sequencing, but also making sure your delivery is consistent enough so that the pitches look like they are in the same tunnel. So here you can see Bradish's delivery and the pitches acting in the same tunnel headed toward the batter until they break different ways at the last second. Even with some underperformance and injuries in the 2025 season, that isn't reason for a complete rebuild. Right now is just a very unique opportunity to have an elite big league roster and an elite farm system at the very same time. In high school, you were coined with the nickname Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Is that still a nickname
Absolutely.
to this day?
It's on all of my gloves.
Do you think there's a possibility that the Orioles try to get Helsley to add another pitch into his mix? Or is he sticking with the really solid fastball slider?
It's a good question.
Well, we are officially 2 days away from the 2025 MLB Draft, and the Orioles have 4 picks. Pick 19, 30, 31, and 37. But I am joined and very excited to be here with Assistant GM and Vice President Sig Meidel. Sig, thanks so much for taking the time.
Happy to be here, Annie.
His edge rate, meaning pitches thrown that land on the edges of the strike zone, and just his in-zone rate are also atop his other seasons. Basically, when we've seen Rogers at his best so far this season, even though it's been 4 starts, it's when his command looks really good, and we've seen a lot of progress from him in that category this year. Brendan, you know the drill, but for those who are watching for the first time, I'm going to ask Brendan 5 questions, and he only has 30 seconds to answer them, but it's an exciting time here in Birdland after they've won 5 straight. But also Donovan Ezeraku from Boston College.
Yeah.
He is a dog. He is a gritty player, confident. The production was there in college, 16.5 sacks. Obviously, you and I coming from Syracuse, it is not fun to watch. Is that something that you still think about every day and take with you on the mound?
Yeah, I have a picture of him every single day, and it just reminds me, that life is very precious.
Mayo's quick swing speed and fast swing rate are both well above the major league average, and right now his near 900 OPS this month is proof of his per swing production improvements. Rob, back to you. One day I was at batting practice and I witnessed him juggling a baseball, and I was like, he's my Kevin De Bruyne in the center.
Sure.
Same stature a little bit.
You've been thinking about this team for a long time.
I really have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Baker was definitely the one that you would look to get the nod for that last bullpen spot, especially with Andrew Kittredge falling to injury. He's going to be out for a couple of months, but he also has some experience in a corner outfield spot. He is athletic, a big physical frame. He's at 6'6", 230 pounds, and you also mentioned that power. This guy is arguably one of the best pure power hitters in this entire draft class. He already looks like a big league player, just kind of with the immediate impact that the bat has brought. I mean, it was a 966 OPS in AAA.
That's ridiculous.
Beavers wasn't that far off behind that either. Right, well, one of those bright spots for this Orioles squad has been Ryan O'Hearn. He's an all-star finalist along with Jackson Holliday, but O'Hearn hit a 992 OPS in the month of May. Your average exit velocity right now can compare or is on par with some of the best hitters in the majors right now. Does that give you a sense of confidence for when you do get that call up to the big leagues? You were either going to get the Orioles to play towards the strength of the draft and get a high school hitter early on, or you were going to be lucky and have a college hitter that was ranked much higher than your pick number just fall into your lap, and that's the way it went. Finally, pitch selectivity is exactly what makes the former Angel the kind of hitter that he is. He and Juan Soto were the 2 MLB qualified players with the lowest swing rate in 2025. Yeah, the bat translated immediately for the big leagues as well as the eye at the plate, but let's take a listen to what Dylan Beavers had to say after that walk-off shot.
That's 4 walk-offs, Dylan.
Really well compared to the yards.
So for you on the mound, and at least for some pitchers, they get a little bit more nervous with more fans there, but it sounds as if you kind of like that energy. Is that correct?
Hay una gente que siente cuando ven
Annie Klaff here on Utah Street to ask fans which Orioles players they are hoping to send to the All-Star game in Atlanta. Have to play your cards right and play smart in terms of what you can get for the 2026 season. You got to make it back to the playoffs somehow. Taylor Ward gives you a better opportunity to make it to the playoffs in 2026 than Grayson Rodriguez would have.
Like 3 missed calls from AJ Preller, the GM over there, and called him back, and he told me I was traded, and just thanked him for the opportunity that they gave me, and now I'm excited for this brand new opportunity. So.
Were you on Do Not Disturb? Is that why you missed the
Yeah,
calls?
yes. I'm usually always on Do Not Disturb.
Oftentimes, when we look at the draft in professional sports, we think of current team needs. Take the Baltimore Ravens, for example. This year, with the first-round pick, they drafted the versatile Georgia safety Malachi Starks, who, yes, fits the Ravens' best player available model in the first round of the draft, but he also fills a need to bolster Baltimore's secondary, and he will likely make an immediate impact in the upcoming season. Baseball, though, is different. It is unlike any other sport. The MLB Draft allows teams to pick from several different pools of players. You have your high school hitters, which is what this draft class is full of. You have the college hitters, which we know Baltimore tends to like, and you also have your high school and college arms. You could say that right now a current need for the Orioles is pitching, but these players drafted won't become big league contributors for at least a year or so, just given how crucial the development process is in this sport.
The minor leagues are so many players and it takes time, and so it would be foolish to draft for just pure need of where we're kind of short in the minor leagues, because things can change. It takes enough time to where that's really not a good strategy. So we're just going to go for the best player we can get.
That's why there's this approach of draft the bat, trade for the arms, an approach the Orioles seem to follow and do very well.
We know that Baltimore doesn't like to go after college pitching. I don't know if they're going to have a lot of access to college pitching with where they're selecting, so I would expect that high school shortstop class and some of those advantageous college position players that are going to fall down the board a little bit to be targets for Baltimore.
The draft picks are opportunities to bring really good players into the organization. And yeah, you may keep them and draft them and develop them, and that may take 2 or 3 years. You may trade them that winter, and that can impact the team. So this is just, hopefully, we're going to see what we do with the pick.
While there are a number of bats that could fit the mold for the Orioles at pick 19, this year is a very unique draft for the Orioles, as they now have 4 picks in the first 37. Mike Elias was asked on Thursday just how likely it is for them to draft a pitcher in the early stages.
We're going to line up the board based on how we think the talent is, and we'll take in that regard, but we definitely want to get some pitching in this draft.
Regardless of how this year's draft shakes out for Baltimore's first 4 picks, one thing tends to stay true across the nature of the MLB Draft and other pro sports drafts, and that's the importance of best player available.